The most valuable question you should be able to answer in this career is why you? Why should a client choose to work with you? Once you have the answers to this, getting clientele acquisition is so much easier because that's the same thing that most good quality clients are asking themselves. Why this person? When they open their Instagram and they start to do their own research, they start to go through individual resumes, which is what your Instagram page is or any of your social media platforms. They're always asking themselves, why this person? So when you can lay all of that out for them, then it becomes so much easier to make an educated decision. Clients are starting to realize the fact that most of it is snake oil out there. And you may be a really, really good artist, but they don't know that. And trust is so scarce now that the opportunity for people to actually trust you, believe in you is going to take time unless you provide them with as much information as humanly possible right there up front. The reason we talk so much about branding and about marketing isn't because there's a framework you need to implement. It's more about how much information you know about your brand and your marketing to make it more and more authentic so that when people do land on your page, when people do get to know you in networking circles, when people take the opportunity and when you take the opportunity to express yourself in ways no other artist is, you start to build your know, like, and trust factor. This is going to be wildly important for those of you who want to grow. I know a lot of tattoo artists, and you know a lot of tattoo artists also who genuinely just don't care. Like they think they want more, but they don't want to do more. So they're just patiently waiting for the next opportunity to present itself because they believed that the tattoo industry pretty much revolved around luck, right place, right time. But that no longer is the case because there's so many right people that most people are rendered invisible or completely irrelevant at this point, which in my perspective, having been doing this for 21 years, is actually pretty exciting. You know, the opportunity to grow has never been more readily available, but needing to take every opportunity to grow has never been more necessary. And growth starts with challenge. Challenge requires you to change and to be educated in the things that business requires. I know all of this is like, oh, it's too corporate. This is business. I'm a tattoo artist. You know, I'm fucking punk rock or whatever. But that's going to keep you exactly where you are forever. So when you ask yourself, why me? Why do these people want to work with me? Why do I want these people to trust me? And you take your art out of the equation and you sell yourself, your art then becomes the icing on the cake. And that's really what we want. We want our art to be that last thing that just pushes them right over the edge, because that is how you're going to get more quality clients. You cannot create a successful, scalable life off of walk-ins forever. It's just not realistic, not in the way that prices are raising, not in the way that life is meant to be, not in the way that you would dream tattooing was going to make a life for you. It's just not real. So you need to have a scalable model. You have to have personal belief. You have to know exactly who it is you are, who it is you can best serve, and what it is you need to do to ensure the fact that that know, like, and trust factor is being built in everything that you do, not just in the way that you post periodically, not just in the way that you do your tattoos, but in the way that you treat yourself, the way that you treat other people, the way that you document what your actions really look like and what your experience is for each individual you get to work with. There's so many variables. But my first recommendation is make it as easy on people as humanly possible. Start with your pinned posts. Start with how you put your page together. Make your photo really, really clear. Make them know that you are a happy person, not just some uncertain little bubble. Make sure that the information in your bio is very specific about what you do, where you are, what you love, passion and purpose. You can put your location in there, obviously. I always recommend doing first and last name, location, tattoo artist. So Michael Getz, Des Moines, Iowa artist. Or Patrick did Patrick Thomas, San Antonio, Texas tattoos. That kind of stuff is going to help with your Explorer page reach. But then when you go into your bio, now you don't need to put in the state and city that you live in because it's right there at the fucking header. Then you can go down into the art that you specialize in, something passionate about you, something that really is going to catch the attention of the consumer. Then you go into your highlights. Utilize your logo or something that you can repeat so that you can create brand recognition. From there, you're going to go down into your tagged or your pinned posts. You can do my story. You can do client experience. You can do my process. You can just simply do why me, and make sure that you create something like a thumbnail that is going to create consistency across that first row, because those are going to be the first things that anyone sees. So now you're making it easier on people. They're going to make an educated decision within those 3 posts of if they are going to continuously scroll your page and look at your work. So this is going to set you up for success in the long run. And yes, social media does matter, but are you utilizing it as a social platform or are you using it as a business platform? That's the pivot and the transition that people need to make. Most people come into tattooing because they want to avoid this kind of work. But proof and concept, if you don't do this kind of work, then you don't run a business because you don't have a business mindset. Now, the importance of knowing why you is going to help you deliver why you. It's going to help people understand why you. And no one else is doing it. You know, you don't live in a world where tattoos are counterculture anymore. They're very culturally acceptable. And when we realize that, then we can actually leverage it to make us the no-brainer artist. Or you can keep doing what you've always done, hoping to change little by little, knowing that the world is moving that fast and you are moving this fast. And instead of getting anywhere this way, you're actually falling behind the progress that's being made. You know, tattooing is a beautiful form of art, but it is simply just a form of art, and it requires someone to accept you as the person who will provide it. When you do art on canvas or on paper or sculpture or whatever the case may be, you don't need consent from the canvas. As a tattoo artist, you have to be able to sell yourself to another person before you can even do the thing. If you do not take that seriously and you don't understand how to be able to sell to that canvas, then you inevitably will just go back to what it is you've always done. And that's on paper or on canvas or sculpture or computer generated, whatever it is. Do that professionally, you know, and you may be able to create some momentum there because, I mean, it's easier, you know, and even such, if you want to be a professional artist in any aspect, eventually you're going to have to learn how to sell yourself to another person. Photographers have to sell themselves to another person because anybody can take a photo. What's different about you and your photos? Anybody can buy a canvas from Dick Blick or Hobby Lobby or Michaels and paint a picture. But who's going to buy it if you don't know how to sell you, your story, and the story that this piece of art is telling? How is that story going to relate to the consumer? In tattooing, you legitimately have to not only be able to sell yourself, you have to be able to sell yourself to the consumer. You have to be able to listen to the consumer based on what it is they want because they are obligated to wear it forever. And when you put these things in the front, not worry about them once they've put down a deposit, then you're going to change the trajectory of your career path. But these are things you need to learn. So ask yourself, why you? Why are you going to be the obvious artist for all of these people to want to work with? You break that down, and your entire future is going to change because of it.